Assalamualaikum and hi. So we are going to present project BITS 1313 Data Communication and Networking. This is our group members. My name is Nur Alia Shifzah binti Muhammad Izam. So what the content is? We have OSI layer, subnetting, and TCP/IP configuration. I'm going to start with OSI layer. OSI layer is also known as OSI Model, the International Organization for Standardization devised the Open System Interconnection Model, which allows different communication systems to communicate using standard protocols. There are several layers of the OSI model, which is physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. So, how data flows? Data flow from layer 7 down to layer 1 from the sender, and then flows from layer 1 to layer 7 on the recipient device. The simplest example of communication flow through the OSI model is an email application.
Okay, next, we will go to the scenario. Explain how the data travels from the lecturer's computer to reach the online learning system server, which is in the Cobham College IT Center. The explanation should be related to the OSI layer. In this scenario, we will explain the scenario in our blog. Okay, welcome to our blog. In this blog, we will explain about how the data travel from the lecturer's computer to reach the online learning system server, which is in the Cobham College IT Center. First layer. As we know, the first layer is application layer. A Cobham College lecturer type in the system website address and click the enter button on the browser. The link address sent to the presentation layer using a defined protocol HTTP or HTTPS. Next, go to presentation layer. In this layer, we will receive link address from the application layer and convert the link address to machine understandable binary format such as ones and zeros. The next layer is session layer. Setting up and managing connection that will enable sending data from the lecturer to online learning system. Next, transportation layer. In this layer, we'll divide into small data units called segment. And the next, network layer, breaks the data segment into a packet, into a many packet. And next, data link layer, breaks the data packets into data frames. And the last, physical layer, convert to bit stream of ones and zeros and transferred across wireless connection. Then the data will be sent into the system.
Okay, so now I will explain about subnetting. In subnetting, we need to know about IP address and class addressing, IPv4 addressing, and subnetting. But what is subnetting? Subnetting is a technique for splitting a single physical network into multiple logical subnets, created by taking bits from the host component of an IP address and utilizing to create smaller subnet within larger network. So what is the scenario? Students are required to suggest a private addressing scheme used in Cobham College network. There are 3 faculties in Cobham College and 1 IT center for the online learning server. Given IP address 181.21.0.0 by using FSM method, identify the IP address for the faculties and the IT center. So the IP address is 181.21.0.0. So based on the given IP address which are 181.21.00, we can know that the class address is class B. As the class B IP address are mostly used for the medium and large size network in enterprise and organization. So the class B IP address is suitable to use in the university network. So next, as the class address that being used is class B, we can also know the default subnet mask for class B is 255.255.0 and 0.0. So next, the number of needed network or number of subnet can be obtained from the situation given, as it said that there are 3 faculties and 1 IT center. Therefore, there are 4 network or 4 subnet. For the number of subnet, we can also obtain the quantity of bit borrowed, as the formula used is 2 to the power of bit borrowed equal to subnet, as the subnet is 4, so we can obtain the quantity of bit borrowed is 2 bits. And next, as the bit borrowed is equal to 2 bits, the bits left is 14. This is because the total bits that can be used for the host address is 16, so we minus it with 2 and equal to 14 bits. With the bit left, we can obtain the quantity of hosts per subnet, which is 16,832. Hosts using the formula 2 to the power of bit left minus with 2. So in this table, this is the network ID, valid host range, broadcast ID, and subnet for each faculty and IT center. So now I will explain about TCP/IP configuration. In this section, we will give a manual guidance or step-by-step manual on how to configure the IP address on the server by using the Windows operating system. But the first step, at the Windows, look for the control panel. To open the control panel, click or press the icon. The second step is select Network and Internet from the control panel after clicking it. On your device, the name can be somewhere different. So the next step is select the Network and Sharing Center menu. Next, a list of available internet connections will appear here. We connect the internet via a hotspot that we have set up using our name. Step 5. The Wi-Fi status will be displayed in a pop-up box. Then select the Properties button. Step 6. Since we have to figure the IP address, we will click on the internet. Next is select Use the following IP address and fill up IP address and default gateway. The subnet mask will appear automatically. Select Validate Setting upon exit followed by selecting the OK button. Step 8. Since the OK does not appear in the Wi-Fi properties, select Close instead. The window network diagnosis tab will show. Next, if there are any problem, view the configuration. You can follow the diagnosis tab to address the problem or try to do again the step one more time. If we get this message, then congratulations, you have managed to configure the IP address correctly.
So that's all from us. Thank you.